Imagine you're stuck in traffic and everything feels normal. Then the driver in the next car starts chewing on his own steering wheel. Within seconds, people are screaming as cars crash and blood fills the streets. A virus spreads, turning humans into flesh-eating monsters almost instantly. In just 48 hours, Spain collapses and millions are dead. There is nowhere left on Earth that's safe. Manel drives home with his wife Julia through Spain, arguing about starting a family. Julia wants children, but Manel hasn't decided yet. Both get distracted yelling and Julia swerves, dodging an incoming vehicle. Their car stops in the road and a massive truck hits them, sending the vehicle rolling. 1 year later, widower Manel lives alone with his cat. On TV, reporters discuss closing borders because a strange virus is spreading. Prevention measures aren't working and people are getting violent at borders, but Manel doesn't see security footage showing hospital patients morphing into zombies. Manel is so depressed he barely pays attention and mutes the TV. Afterward, he drives, noticing an ambulance speeding past. Walls throughout town have graffiti saying the end is coming. Manel reaches the harbor to meet two women interested in buying his boat. While searching for ownership papers, Manel finds Julia's bracelet and memories flood his mind. On his way home, he ignores a call from his sister. He stops at the supermarket and notices everyone frantically buying food, emptying the shelves. At home, he ties Julia's bracelet around his cat's neck, while hearing the virus has appeared in Spain. That evening, Manel video calls his sister Belen. Her husband works for the government, so her family is transferring to the Canary Islands, and she invites Manel, but he refuses. Next day, Manel notices all neighbors are leaving, so he brings his cat. During the drive, he hears a new virus variant is spreading through Europe. This mutated variant shortens incubation to only minutes and transmits through wounds and bites. At the airport, Manel texts Belen saying he'll join her. As crowds try boarding planes, tickets get denied and people become agitated. Suddenly, the departure screen shows all flights canceled and everyone receives emergency alerts. The crowd panics and some try forcing onto planes. Manel gets a call from Belen telling him to hide at home. A man steals a gun from security and threatens to shoot, so the crowd evacuates. Since everyone is heading home, Manel gets stuck in traffic. The radio reports all roads are gridlocked. Military helicopters fly overhead as people abandon cars. News shows military being evacuated while civilians riot. Eventually, drivers abandon vehicles, continuing on foot. Manel grabs his cat carrier and walks home, arriving at night, discovering soldiers have surrounded a building with a containment tunnel. Strange noises echo inside and Manel watches soldiers drag a zombie out while the man's wife cries desperately. But here's what breaks his heart. He recognizes the zombie as his neighbor. The infected man is taken away and Manel realizes this is happening to people he knows. Afterward, he goes home and falls asleep. That night, he dreams about the accident and Julia dying. Next morning, Belen video calls explaining they're organizing safe zones. However, there are arguments within the army because more people means higher infection chances. Belen strongly advises Manel to stay home. Soon, all major cities declare quarantine, refusing to let anyone in, causing massive riots. The virus is no longer contained and people see zombies eating neighbors. Citizens record the horror, posting to social media. Others make tutorials sharing ideas on making armor. That afternoon, the government announces a state of emergency. All commercial activity must cease after 2 p.m. Next time Manel goes to the supermarket, there's almost no food and people are stealing. Manel grabs what he can and sees fighter jets overhead. Next, he stops at a gas station. A wounded officer appears, and after bumping into Manel, he locks himself inside using handcuffs. Soon more people show up running and screaming. A zombie jumps on another officer, eating his face. Manel grabs a mop, but when the zombie lunges, the fallen officer shoots it dead, causing infected blood to spray across Manel's face. Inside the store, the first cop pounds on glass as he transforms. Worried, Manel wants to check, but the fallen officer shoots at the ground. After Manel leaves, the dying cop shoots himself. Later that day, the president announces an extended nationwide lockdown. People who fail to cooperate will face criminal consequences. Following internet tutorials, Manel reinforces his house and installs cameras. That evening, the army arrives to evacuate everyone, but Belen texts him to stay home. What she doesn't tell him is evacuation camps are already overrun. Manel turns off lights and hides with his cat while soldiers pound on his door. Thankfully, they don't break it down and don't spot him. 2 weeks later, Manel is running low on food and can't call his sister because cell service is down. After hesitation, he grabs tools for self-defense and leaves home. He breaks into multiple houses searching for food, but finds nothing. After several hours, he enters a house, discovering an old lady named Gabriella who couldn't evacuate because she's wheelchair-bound. She has no food, but tells him which houses might have supplies. Manel visits every house on her list and finally finds food, including a bicycle. Thanks to the bike, Manel travels further and gathers food that he shares with Gabriella. He also gives her a walkie-talkie. Now there's only one house left where soldiers found that zombie neighbor, but what Manel finds will change everything. Manel discovers no food but notices a fish tank with dead fish. Suddenly, he senses someone behind him and opens fire, thinking it's a zombie. It's actually another survivor who runs away. Before leaving, Manel checks one final cupboard and finds more food. Days pass and Manel and Gabriella often share dinner. One night, Manel gets drunk and texts Gabriella saying he regrets not spending more time with family. Then he dreams about the accident, remembering how they were airlifted to the hospital. He's startled awake by Gabriella on the walkie-talkie, telling him to turn on the radio. Manel hears a voice claiming they're evacuating survivors to the Canary Islands, sharing coordinates. Gabriella doesn't trust them, but Manel points out they're running low on food. The rescue group is at the Arousa estuary and Manel says they could reach it using his boat. Gabriella claims she can't go because she'd be a burden. Manel refuses and promises to take care of her. Next morning, Gabriella doesn't answer his calls. He runs to check on her and discovers she's taken her own life, leaving a note thanking him. On his way back, Manel is attacked by a female zombie who disarms him. After intense struggle, Manel kicks the zombie and jumps on a car, but she grabs his leg. The struggle continues as the zombie bites his arm. Thankfully, it doesn't pierce skin thanks to protective layers, although the creature spits infected blood on his face. Manel opens the car door and beats the zombie, getting her head stuck in broken glass. Then he retrieves his weapon and shoots the zombie. Afterward, he grabs her ID and places it on her chest. Later at home, he boils water to clean his weapon and texts Belen saying he can't wait anymore. There's still no service. Then Manel leaves with his cat on the bicycle, riding through empty roads. Eventually, he finds a military barrier, so he cuts through the forest. There he's chased by zombies who aren't fast enough. Sometimes they try jumping, so Manel dodges. When he comes across an abandoned campground, he has no other route. He begins crossing and a massive horde pours out, so Manel pedals faster, dodging them. But here's where his luck runs out. He manages crossing without getting bitten and reaches another road only to find corpses blocking it. Manel is going too fast to stop and falls off the bike. Thankfully, the cat is safe. Hearing zombies approaching, Manel gets back on the bike, but it won't start, so he runs. He crosses the forest as fast as possible with zombies almost breathing on his back. Eventually, he makes it to the harbor, and when he crosses a bridge, he slams the gate shut. The zombies start pounding on glass until they shatter it, but by then Manel has crossed a stronger gate. At first, Manel thinks hope is over because every boat has been stolen. However, after searching, he finds one abandoned boat floating far out. Manel swims to it and tests the engine, but the boat won't start. At that moment, he hears a noise and opens a door, finding a zombie baby strapped in a chair. Afterward, Manel and his cat leave on a tiny raft. He tries reaching the location from the radio message, but discovers it's destroyed. No matter how far he travels, he has zero cell signal, but he keeps recording messages. That night, the raft's engine stops. When Manel checks what's wrong, he discovers a body got stuck in the propeller. At that moment, he sees a bright light and desperately waves his arms, yelling for help. It's a boat with Ukrainian men who agree to let him join them. Manel and the cat are taken to a large cargo ship and given food. The only man who speaks Spanish is Victor, who explains the Canary Islands have been quarantined and police didn't let survivors disembark, creating thousands of zombies. Manel is given a room after promising he'll help search for supplies. At night, Manel hears voices and looks out, finding survivors on a boat asking for help, but when he blinks, they're gone. Next morning, Manel asks about the survivors, but Victor swears nobody came. Then Manel is called to the captain's office to help identify buildings on maps. Afterward, he discovers the boat he saw is now on the ship and the crew has all the survivors' possessions. He confronts Victor, but Victor refuses to answer. Since Victor is a helicopter pilot, Manel tells him he knows where to find one, but Victor warns him to keep quiet. In the evening, Manel explores the ship and notices they're carrying all the boats stolen from survivors. He gathers his belongings and hides his cat in his bag to sneak around. In a room downstairs, he finds two survivors tied up. Manel quickly frees the first man, but as soon as he stands, a guard shoots him dead. At that moment, Victor arrives and tries disarming the guard, so they fight violently. They accidentally fire the gun before the men start punching each other. Victor grabs a rope and chokes the guard to death. Now Victor wants to escape too and agrees to find that helicopter. Manel, Victor, and the other survivor sneak around until they make it to a boat. When they're about to leave, two guards open fire, killing the survivor. As the boat takes off, Victor fires back but gets wounded. Manel makes the boat go fast enough to escape. Moments later, they make it to shore and Manel helps Victor walk. They find abandoned cars with zombies trapped inside who Manel kills. Afterward, both men and the cat leave, heading to the hospital where Julia died because Manel remembers the helicopter. During the trip, Victor explains the ship captain was a monster building a refuge on an island. He only allowed people who served him to live there, so all women and children were taken for his pleasure. When they make it to the hospital, Manel is devastated, discovering the helicopter isn't on the roof. Suddenly, a zombie jumps on the car, so Manel drives erratically to throw it off. Then he uses Victor's gun to kill it, and the noise attracts more zombies who Manel shoots down. Afterward, the men and cat enter the hospital and Manel searches for a tool to remove the bullet. At that moment, he hears voices from the first floor, so Manel goes upstairs. He sees a zombie and quickly hides. Then he hears voices from air vents, so he talks to them until another zombie appears behind him. Manel pushes it away and shoots it, but more zombies burst through doors. He runs back to the initial room, locking doors behind him. To his surprise, Victor and the cat aren't where he left them. When he turns around, a laundry chute opens and a woman named Lucia tells him to jump in. The duo closes the chute and escapes before zombies break the doors. Manel is taken to an infirmary where Nurse Lucia and Sister Cecilia are hiding with Victor, the cat, and 3 children. The women treat Victor's wound. When Manel mentions the helicopter, Lucia reveals it's parked behind the hospital in the quarantine area full of zombies. That night, the group shares limited food with Manel, who keeps thinking about his wife. He goes to the room where Julia died and remembers their final minutes. He also takes the bracelet from the cat and ties it to Julia's hospital bed. Next morning, Manel goes to the roof and suddenly his phone gets signal, receiving all Bellen's messages. While Manel records an answer, he hears gunshots and looks out, discovering the ship crew is killing zombies to enter. Manel rushes to warn the group, so they decide using the basement to reach the helicopter. The basement is full of corpses and smoke, so everyone covers their mouths. Unfortunately, the exit door is stuck and they hit it with an axe. A zombie comes out and tackles Cecilia, biting her neck. Manel pulls it away and burns its face before Lucia kills it. Now Cecilia is infected, so she tells them to continue without her and walks away. The group reaches a corridor and finds zombies trapped behind furniture. Lucia opens the door without making noise, but a child speaks when she sees her mother is one of the zombies. Thankfully, they aren't heard. A zombie pushes down shelves and the crash alerts other creatures. Manel hides with the child inside a cabinet while others get behind the door. The zombies pound violently on the cabinet, and for a second it seems like it's over. However, the ship crew arrives and shoots all zombies down. After they leave, the group makes it to the last door and sees all the zombies outside. Remembering the internet tutorial, Manel ties metal cages together and they use them as a moving shield. At first it goes well, but when the cages get stuck, the noise attracts every zombie. Lucia uses her axe and Manel a fire extinguisher while Victor pushes the cages. They move slowly, but with effort they make it to the gate. Lucia breaks the chain and stays with Manel, keeping zombies back, while Victor runs with children to the helicopter. After intense pushing, Lucia and Manel close the gate and lock it with a scarf, then run to join the others. Victor tries starting the helicopter, but it doesn't work and zombies are climbing the fence. So Manel goes out to fight them. At that moment, Victor finds an unplugged cable and reconnects it, finally making the helicopter start. The engine sound gets the crew's attention and they show up shooting zombies. They cut the scarf to open the gate and threaten to shoot the group. Victor carefully nods at Manel, who breaks another chain, opening a second gate. A new massive horde rushes in and quickly surrounds the crew, biting them. A few zombies also approach the helicopter, so Victor makes it hover. Manel makes his way through the horde, killing zombies with the axe. The helicopter is about to leave, but Lucia throws a rope ladder and Manel climbs it to reunite with his friends and cat. A few hours later, the helicopter is getting closer to the Canary Islands. At that moment, Manel gets a call from Belen, frantically telling him not to come. 2 fighter jets fly by, confirming the islands are infected as well, and there's nowhere left to run. If you're still watching, this means you survived the full story. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.